no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? Time to get into this Raiders mailbag that was filmed on Tuesday right after the NFL trade deadline. Vic Beasley just got released going on waiver. Do you think we put something in for him? He's got $1.85 million left this year. The issue with Vic Beasley is this. When he wants to play, he can be a good football player. But he is out of shape, and I mean grossly out of shape right now. And the fact that the Titans traded or cut him, and the fact that no other NFL teams wanted anything to do with him. I mean, think about it. Teams weren't even willing to give up a 7th-round pick for Beasley. That should tell you everything you need to know. Do I want him? No, I do not want Vic Beasley. Continue to use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get your questions featured here on the show. We go live every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you're tuning in to get your questions on here. What up, Jordan HZ? Would you say I am an OG watcher? Been here since 34K. Wow. I don't know if that's still technically OG for me. When I think of like an OG watcher, that's like in the first 10K. So I do appreciate that you super chatted. I do appreciate that you watch all the time, and I know you're always interacting with me. If you guys aren't an OG watcher, guess what? Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. I know it's like 50% of y'all that come across my videos are subscribed. Also, Sam's starting to point at hey, make sure they turn on their notifications. We've had a lot of new subs. I believe over 11,000 subscribers in the last 90 days. So I would imagine y'all don't have your notifications turned on. All you got to do is find that little bell. You click that and then click all. And then literally every single video that we drop here, you get notified. It's basically just like a text message. Don't miss anything on the Raiders. We would appreciate it there. So continue to use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get your questions featured here on the show. I see Mario Perez. I see Portillo, Aiden, all watching. Much love, guys. I do really, really appreciate it. All right, let's go to the next question here. Sony, what up? Why is David Irving not playing? I think it's because they're trying to get him acclimated. They're trying to make sure that he's in football shape, but I mean, between you and me, I talked about it in the news and rumors. He needs to get himself on the football field, and I don't think it's much of a David Irving problem. I think it's a coaching problem. Let's get Irving on the football field this upcoming week. Got a super chat coming in from Jay West. Much love, dude. The Chargers got a nice young quarterback. How do you think our defense will fare against the rookie? He has looked very good this season. I will give Justin Herbert that. 15 touchdowns, 5 picks, about 1,800 yards as well. And if you can get pressure on him, just like most young quarterbacks, he struggles. But if you can try to take away Keenan Allen has been he's been really their only solid, consistent receiver. He's got 57 targets. The next closest is Hunter Henry, I believe. Or no, Allen's got 74 targets, 59 catches. The next closest is Henry with like 40 targets. Take away his go-to options, it really does hurt him a lot. I'm losing my train of thought. But for Herbert, he's been a lot better. I think right now he's probably the front runner to win Offensive Rookie of the Year over a player like Joe Burrow. I didn't have as much confidence on him coming out of Oregon as maybe I should have, but he's looked very good, and he's been impressive since day one. Let's go to Ryan_CL. Practice squad players such as Kendall Vickers played well against the Chiefs. Do you think that we should give them another shot and promote them from the practice squad? So the rule is, I believe, for the practice squad, you can only promote somebody twice before you make them a part of your active roster. I did think Kendall Vickers played very well, but again, if you're asking me, do I want Vickers or David Irving, I'm going to go with David Irving every single time, but we'll see what happens this week. Mo Hurts has been battling an ankle injury. He's questionable. Arden Key's also questionable. So if you don't have those two players, yeah, maybe you promote Kendall Vickers. Nico, what happened to Arnette? So Damon Arnette, I talked about it yesterday on Monday. He went to go see a thumb-hand specialist, basically. John Gruden said that he has at least a shot to play. He's been out since Week 3 against New England. Obviously, when they put him on the IR, that goes up to 6 weeks. I'm hoping that he can end up playing this week because the Raiders do really need him. Nevin Lawson has been pretty flipping bad. So, Damon, rest up. Hopefully, you can come back this upcoming week. Let's go to Eric De La Rosa. Do you think our defense is better than the Chargers? No, I don't, because we don't really have that standout stud, especially on the defensive line. I mean, Joey Bosa is one of the best in the NFL, right? We don't have anybody like that. I will say the Chargers, they did just ship away Desmond King. I don't know if he's as good as what people potentially think, but that's going to be a hole for the Chargers there in the secondary. But no, I do not think that the Raiders have a better defense than the Chargers. And just to be honest with y'all, I mean, you can be honest with yourself, the Raiders don't have a much better defense than many teams in the NFL. I think they're a bottom 5 right now. But numbers don't lie. Let's go to Andre Jordan. Do you think that the Raiders can beat the Chiefs again? Sure. I mean, if you beat somebody the first time, you can beat them again. I will say this, though. The Chiefs are going to be awake now. The Chiefs are going to be ready to rock and roll. They're going to want a revenge game as well. We'll see what ends up happening in this one, but if the Chiefs come out and they're ready to play, they can beat just about anyone. But again, you never know. I've seen crazier things. So go ahead, predict the score here. Raiders going up against the Chargers. Get your score predictions in the comments section. Because right now the Raiders, they are 1-point underdogs to the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video, so let me know. Predict the score. Raiders going up against the Chargers. And after this YouTube ad break, I got a special deal for you. The special deal is I am going to cover your bets if you are a new BetUS user. So if you are a new user, listen up. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Use that promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you a 125% deposit bonus. And I'm so confident that the Raiders are going to cover the spread and just outright beat the Chargers that if for some reason the Raiders lose, I'm going to Venmo you $50. So basically what you got to do is go get started at BetUS. You're going to get that free money to bet with, and then put 50 of it, yes, $50 on the Raiders to cover the spread against the Chargers. If the Raiders win and cover the spread, well, guess what? You get your money. If they lose, I will cover your bet. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And if you want more details, I got you covered. If it was too much, I will give you a step-by-step process. I'll also tell you exactly all the bets I'm making this week. Email me for those details, Raiders@chatsports.com. You can see the email in the comments. It's also in the description. Email me for those details, Raiders@chatsports.com. Another super chat from Tacey. Think Gabe returns next year with Good doing well. So I love Denzel Good on Twitter. His Twitter game is strong. I saw he tweeted Denzel Bueno because this Hispanic podcast they tweeted about him. So I thought that was funny. No, I don't think Gabe Jackson ends up returning. I mean, if the Raiders decide to bring him back, that's $9.6 million for a guard who is going to be 30 years old. I can't imagine he's their future at guard. And he actually hasn't been all that great this year. I mean, I would actually make the argument Denzel Good's been better. Gabe Jackson has been kind of an eyesore there. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Richie Incognito either, but you're telling me right now I can save $9.6 million. I'm going to do that. And I understand John Simpson wasn't great either, but you can save a lot of money, and you're going to see a lot of teams go the cheaper route because they're not 100% sure what the cap situation is going to look like. Let's go to Omar Garcia. Do we re-sign Nelson Aguilar? I say yes. He's been arguably your best wide receiver this year. I mean, tell me who's been better, him, Hunter Renfrow, or Henry Ruggs? Do I still think that Henry Ruggs deserves more targets? Yes, I absolutely do. But you're paying this guy $1.05 million, and he's been very, very reliable. I believe right now he is top 5 in the NFL in passer rating when targeted. And he's been good. He's been bringing it in. He probably should have another 50, 60 yards and another touchdown or two. He's had a few that have been called against him, I guess, where Foster Moreau lined up off sides or lined up in the neutral zone and it didn't count. Nelson Aguilar's been very good. Yes, you should end up bringing him back. So I'm curious here, who is your favorite current Raiders player? Is it Nelson Aguilar? I anticipate seeing a lot of people throw in the Jonathan Abram route, probably Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby. Let me know who you guys' favorite current Raiders player is right now. I see Jake Beast Mode says Ruggs. Brian Darr is going to go with Josh Jacobs. Hunter Renfrow from IE could be Henry Ruggs. A lot of Derek Carrs, Jacobs, Darren Waller. For me, my favorite player is probably Waller. Great story, works his butt off, one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. Also throw out Crosby. He's the first actual Raiders player to ever reach out to me and follow me on social media. So between Crosby and Waller, those are my two favorite players. Let's go to Carter Vielich. Do the Raiders make the playoffs? If so, how far do we make it? Just get in. You get in and then let everything else happen, because once you're in, that's all that matters. The Tennessee Titans are the perfect example of that, where nobody gave them a chance against Baltimore. They beat them. Nobody gave them a chance against the New England Patriots. They beat them. You just got to get in. You got to get healthy. And if you can play hot at the right time, anything can happen. So how about that? Sorry, it's probably not the answer you were looking for, but I'm not a fortune teller, even though I'd like to wish I could be one. I don't know if I'd run the Raiders report then. I'd probably be sitting on some beach with a few $1 billion because I won the lottery, but hey, you never know. Let's go to Dylan. What up, brother? Mitch, how did you become a Raiders fan since you live in Texas? So I became a Raiders fan from doing the show, the Las Vegas Raiders Report. I'm a big family person. Raider Nation brought me into the family. That's how. I've only lived in Texas for 3 years. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I've never really been a fan of any team until I started doing the Raiders show. My family's done a fantasy football league for 15 years, and to not be biased, I try not to have a favorite team, but from doing this show, from meeting the nation, from y'all bringing me in, that's how I became a Raider fan. So if you want to get your questions here on the show, continue to use #Raiders, or you can super chat. I would definitely appreciate it. And you know what? I appreciate you. If you made it this far in the video, I want you to spam Ad Squad in the chat. So why am I asking y'all to do that? It's simple, right? Because obviously, you guys probably at this point in the video have gotten through a few ads, and I know that sometimes ads are, well, a pain in the butt. But the way that I can keep this show for free is by putting ads in the videos. It sucks. I don't like to do it, but guess what? My bosses make me do it because we can keep the show for free. So if you made it this far in the video, if you made it after that ad, go ahead, spam in the comments Ad Squad. I would definitely appreciate it. Now, we are going to get to a couple more questions, so continue to use #Raiders or Super Chat. Spiritur 4757. Morrow needs to play more. Can't develop otherwise. He did get more playing time this past week. He did play over 30 snaps for, I believe, the first time since like week 2 or 3. But, I mean, he still needs to get more playing time than Witten. Witten's been better than what I've expected, but what are you hoping for from Witten? Nothing. You get more playing time for Foster Moreau, for a player who I think as a rookie looked very good, especially in the red zone. But I'm with you. He deserves more playing time. He did get 30 snaps this past week, but I believe it was like 35 the 3 previous weeks. That's not enough. Let's go to Tacey, another super chat. Much love, my man. Last one for today. It's all good. I say we spend less on free agents. Our cheaper free agents are doing better than the expensive ones. I mean, I definitely think the Raiders swung and miss on a lot of guys. I mean, Mariota was a miss. Malik Collins has been a big-time miss. Littleton's been a miss. But it's been a very tough offseason where, for the first time ever, you couldn't actually bring players in the way that you used to. You couldn't actually evaluate talent. So I'm going to disregard a lot of the things that happened this offseason and hopefully this year because of how crazy the year's been. But I'm in agreement with you. A lot of the moves that we made this year have not been very good. So give me a player that deserves more playing time. And then we'll get to that super chat, and then I'm going to probably get the heck out of here. So if you want to get featured on the show, go ahead and super chat. It's probably the only way you're going to get on. But give me a player that deserves more playing time. I want to see David Irving on the football field. I mean, for me, at this point, I would like to see a little bit more run out of a guy like Ruggs. I know he's been on the field, but we got to get him more, involved. And Devontae Booker's been good, but I like Josh Jacobs out there on the field. But for me, it's no doubt Foster Moreau. I mean, it's clearly for me, it's Foster Moreau. What do we got here? I've seen a lot of Mo Hurst. Mo Hurst is definitely somebody that needs more playing time as well. Foster and Booker, some votes in there. Javen White got a vote. Jeff Heath, yes, I'm in agreement with that one. As you can see, there's a lot of players that deserve more playing time. Let's move LaMarcus Joyner back to safety, and let's get Amik Robertson in the game. Crazy idea. Haha, you did it. Other than rushing Adams, what were the changes? So the biggest change for me was the Raiders stacked the boxes and they played man. With the weather being 25 degrees, with it 40-mile-an-hour winds, Baker Mayfield couldn't really throw the football down the field. He also didn't have Odell Beckham Jr. So the biggest change was you seeing the game and making adjustments as it happened. Plus, another change, the defense, the team in general played with slippery balls. They played with wet, footballs the entire week. They did the right things. They were more prepared. So those were the changes.